something at Toastmasters that he's never done before.
Good morning, Toastmasters. Good morning. One of the things that I like about music is that it has the ability to bend space and time to a single continuum. When you hear a song that you heard for the very first time, you can close your eyes and travel back in time to that place where you were located, with the people that you were with, and you can evoke those emotions that you had when you were hearing that music. So today I want to do like a musical tabletop, okay, to test this theory. So, Vicki Clayton, where were you when you first heard Frank Sinatra sing? Strangers in the night, exchanging glances, wandering in the night. What were the chances we were making love before the night was through? Vicki, where were you when you heard that?
I was in the front seat of a 1965 Plymouth. My mother was driving, and it triggered her telling me a story about her and my dad going to see and going dancing when Frank Sinatra was first starting his singing career with Harry James.
Very good, thank you. I like to balance it with a little gender equity. So I'm going to ask a guy the same question. Richard, where were you when you first heard Sinatra sing that song?
My parents loved music. We had an old Stromberg Carlson radio and record player that actually played 78s. But what I would do is, this device was so strong that you could pick up, in those days, there weren't so many stations. You could pick up Chicago and Buffalo and Cleveland. And in the house, there were three favorites: Eddie Fisher, Frank Sinatra, and Perry Como. And those three wonderful baritone voices just filled the house with music. And I remember listening to those three singers, and the one I liked the best was Frank Sinatra, because the man does not sing, he dances. It's perfect dance music. There's something about his sense of rhythm, his sense of line. It just, I'll never forget the sound of his voice filling the house. So it was at home with my parents, and they introduced me to the wonderful world of Frankie.
Thank you. We're not through. Dottie Basasi, when you saw the Merman, Elvis Presley, and he sang, "Wise men said only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you." Where were you when you first heard that song?
I was sitting in the movie theater with a girlfriend, and the movie was Blue Hawaii, and at that moment I decided someday I would go to Hawaii with the man that I would love for my whole life. And we sat there, and he started singing that song. I just melted and just started crying, tears were just pouring out of my eyes. And I never forgot that song. And just recently I found a little bear that has the words, it's an Elvis bear, and it has the words for that song written on it. So that is one of my favorites.
All right, again, I'm going to try this. I don't really want to ask a guy this question, but I'm going to ask the same thing. Stephen King, where were you when you heard that song?
Well, I was in my living room watching the history of Elvis Presley, and for the first time I had heard that song, and of course, lots of his songs. And as a younger, when Elvis first came into his own, I was just totally oblivious going to school. It just didn't hit me. I realized the magnitude and how great an entertainer Elvis really was watching his history.
Thank you very much. Thank you for everybody. Sinatra had a way that he connected with his audience to leave memorable marks. I had that same sensation of memory when I hear Michael Jackson and when I saw that Thriller video way back in the day. I can remember where I was back in 1983 when Michael Jackson and Thriller first was released. I was 12 years old. I was held down in my parents' basement, eyes glued to the TV as this epic video was about to unfold. MTV had done a wonderful job promoting this thing for a month, and so we were all at the edge of our seats. So when that video was first premiered, you saw Michael Jackson transform from a man into a mummy, and then he was doing his dancing all across the stage with this wonderful choreography. And it really changed the paradigm of how we viewed music and television at that time and really going forward. So not only did we see Jackson turn into a mummy, but we saw him transform into a megastar and an American icon overnight. His recent passing and untimely death had the world remembering and reminiscing about all the ranges of emotions that we had from Michael Jackson. And one of my favorite memories was back in 1991 when I had a chance to see him in person. At that time, I was working as a college intern for Disney World. And one of the perks of working for Disney World is that we had backstage access to all the parks. And we heard through the grapevine that Jackson was going to be at MGM Disney Studios. So we devised a plan so that we could catch a glimpse of him wherever he was. So when we arrived, there was this throng of people outside what's called the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. And it was clear that there was no way that we were going to see him in that venue. So we decided to take a chance, and there was a fork in the road. Either he was going to go further into the park, or he was going to exit toward the entrance. So we rolled the dice. We thought we'd cut him off at the pass toward the entrance. So we hunkered down, and we waited about 15 minutes. And before you knew it, we saw this throng of people walking towards us about 70 yards away. And you saw the paparazzi with the light bulbs flashing, and you saw the entourage pursuing people away. And seeing him, the man, wasn't so impressive because he wasn't large in stature, but his aura radiated this a massive amount of energy that really symbolized the star that he was. Onlookers would faint as he passed by. And it was really a simple act to see somebody walking down the street, but it was just the positive energy that he promoted as he was just himself walking was amazing. And I recall that memory, and I almost guarantee that everybody that was there at that time has recalled that memory and told their version of that story sometime in this past week after his passing. So, Daybreakers, Toastmasters, my goal today was to share a memory that was triggered by Michael Jackson's death. With all the news that we've seen and all the coverage by the way he passed, and the coverage from CNN to all the broadcasts, up to the memorial just the other day. Jackson, like Presley and Sinatra, had an ability to connect with their audience. They had this ability to leave indelible marks on our past. And whenever we hear a song, see a picture, or see a video, we can close our eyes and travel back in time to that place that we were, with the people that we were with, and for those emotions that we felt. So today I just want to say thank you, Michael Jackson. The world thanks you for leaving a mark on our